Do you guys want to know what the redheaded stepchild of Etsy is? Well, it's shop sections. It's something that not a lot of people talk about. Not a lot of people put a lot of time or energy into them, and it's kind of a forgotten aspect when it comes to opening your shop and selling on Etsy. People are really worried about their listings and making sales with that, but they don't realize how much shop sections also impact their performance and their business. So today I'm here to talk about the redheaded stepchild, which is Etsy shop sections, and I'm going to give you 5 tips to really help you out when it comes to setting up your shop sections and some things to consider when it comes to your shop sections as well. Let's dive in. What is up, everyone? LL here, leader of the Handmade and Beyond community, and your humble host and guide through your handmade and Etsy journey. Glad to be back with you guys as usual. Thanks for listening. Thanks for lending me your ear for the next however long this episode is. I never have a set time frame. I just try to get the information out. And however long it takes is however long it takes. And if I go down a rabbit hole or two, that's fine too. So today I'm here to talk about shop sections, the redheaded stepchild, the forgotten aspect when it comes to selling on Etsy. A lot of people don't put a lot of stock into the importance of shop sections. So I want to give you some tips, 5 tips specifically when it comes to shop sections, so you can elevate them and help your overall performance. But as usual, I have something for you guys. I have an Etsy shop section checklist. It breaks down every single section and gives you a best practices, tips, and strategies for each section in your Etsy shop. So make sure you guys go and download that. It's a free checklist guide I have for you. I created it specifically for you guys. So you can get that at handmadeandbeyond.com/section checklist. Simple as that. There will also be a link below, whether you're listening to this on podcast or YouTube, wherever you guys are finding this. All right, so let's dive in. I got 5 tips I want to go over when it comes to shop sections to help you guys out. And the first one is, it should be a no-brainer, but when looking at a lot of people's shops, especially if people need critiques or they need suggestions, help, I dive into their shop, and often, more times than not, their shop sections are incomplete. They did not do all of the shop sections. Rule number 1, make sure you guys do all your shop sections. Don't be incomplete. Don't have a shop that is set up only halfway. Make sure you're taking the extra time and setting up that full shop. It doesn't have to be perfect now. You can go back and upgrade stuff later on, but having a complete shop not only helps with the look and feel of your shop when customers come to it, it helps with the professionalism, helps with the trust factor, but it also helps with the algorithm, with SEO. The algorithm likes to send customers to complete shops. Incomplete shops lead the algorithm and people to believe that if you're not taking the time to complete your shops, what else is incomplete? Are you going to have good customer service? Are you going to have good quality products? Because you're doing half measures, not full measures. So take the extra time. It'll help you with customer perception, and it'll help you with the algorithm and SEO as well. Think of it this way: you're running a business. You're not running a yard sale where people aren't going to know what they're going to get when they show up in your yard or your garage. When people come to your shop, you want them to know exactly what they're going to find there. So a complete shop with branding and all that stuff helps them know what they're going to get. It helps them get the vibe of your shop and your products and your vision of your brand. So think of it that way. Don't have a shop yard sale. Have a complete a complete shop, and it'll help you guys out. All right. So number 2 is, a lot of people neglect their banner image. They either don't have a banner, or they kind of waste it on just a random picture of maybe their brand or something related or unrelated, but it's kind of wasted real estate. Make sure you're using your banner image to showcase products. So you can intertwine that in with your brand, but that imagery is important because that's one of the first things that people see when they come to your shop is your banner image. So if you don't have one, you're wasting the opportunity to showcase some of your products. And usually I would recommend doing some of your best sellers, your new products, or different stuff like, or like seasonal products. So it's a good way to showcase that type of stuff and make sure you're changing that up. I see a lot of people that don't have a banner, or maybe you just have a picture of your logo slapped in the middle and that's it. And you're wasting all that extra space. So you can overlay your logo mixed with some of your products, but just make sure it's visually appealing and is a good way to appeal to your customers coming to your shop because it's at the very top. So it is the first thing that you're going to see. So make sure you're using that real estate when it comes to your banner image. I see that all the time, that mistake being made. All right, so number 3 is make sure you guys are using your About section to showcase your business, to show that you are a small business. People like to shop on Etsy because they like to shop from small, locally owned businesses, handmade businesses. So make sure that you are using the About section to really showcase that. So you can add pictures. I think you can add a video. I don't know if you can add more than one video. I know you can add at least one video, but that's a good way to showcase either your products being made, maybe behind the scenes, different things like that to really give that visual appeal. But then you can also write a couple of paragraphs talking about your journey so far, why you started your business, different things that relate to your brand and your business for people to get to know you quickly. And if you have a positive story, something like that, you can include that. So make sure that is the tone as well. Your About section is your tone, so make sure you are positive and friendly. I've seen people knock customers or talk down to people in their About section and just be super negative, and it really blows my mind. I don't understand why people would do that. Maybe you've had a bad experience, but you're not there to be negative or talk ill will about your customers or anything like that. It's just not good business. So use it in a positive light, showcase your business. That is what the About section is for. Make sure you have an About section. I see people don't have an About section, or you just have one line in there. Take the extra time and write a paragraph. I mean, it really doesn't take that much time, and it can actually go a long way if someone is trying to figure out, should they buy from you or should they buy from a competitor? Maybe they go to their About section and see what your business is all about, get to know you as the owner in a quick paragraph or two. All right, that brings us to number 4. We are rifling through these quickly. So number 4 is, and this is more of a pet peeve, I guess, than anything, but it's part of the visual appeal of your shop. Don't put a random picture as your logo. Like, don't just put a picture that you find on Google or something random as your logo that makes no sense, or it's kind of related to your business. Just take the extra steps and create a logo. Your logo, it's really not hard to create a logo. If you don't want to create a logo, go to Fiverr, Fiverr.com, pay someone $5 to create a logo for you. There's other free logo platforms out there that you can create one. A simple logo is better, so it shouldn't be complicated. It shouldn't be complex anyways. Think about the different major brands out there, Target, Walmart, Apple. These all are very simplistic logos that are recognizable. They're not crazy, intricate things that people don't know what they are from far away. So think of it that way. It should be simple. It should be straightforward, but it can still be visually appealing. You can still put your own flavor, your own style into your logo, but don't overthink it. You can always update it later, but just put something in there, not just a random picture of a field or of clouds or something like that. It looks wonky. I hate when people do that, and it's more of a pet peeve. It's not going to hurt you too much, but you should go the extra mile and just put something in there, and then you can always clean it up, change it later. People change their logos, they upgrade their logos all the time. Every single business has done it. You can go back and do a quick search on all the different variations of logos. Like I used Apple earlier. Their logo has changed a couple of different times. It used to be more of a rainbow color logo. Obviously, it's a gray logo now. So there's always going to be future iterations of it. But just put something in there, if anything, to appease me if I'm going to look at your shop. So, but it'll help the overall look and feel of your shop. I mean, could you imagine going to Target.com and there being a picture of clouds instead of the Target bullseye logo? So just think of it that way, and make sure you put something in there. All right, number 5, make sure, for the love of God, make sure that you guys put a policies section in your shop. This is the absolute biggest red flag to customers and the algorithm. Policies are important. People don't like to shop where there is no policies, that they don't know. Can I return this if it doesn't fit? Can I cancel my order? Can I do an exchange? Those simple things will add trust and reassurance to your customers. So make sure you're putting a policy section in it now. Etsy has transitioned to a simple policy template. All you have to do is activate it, and then you can make small adjustments with accepting returns, doing exchanges, cancellations, things like that. You can select those, turn those on and off, and the different time periods. So make sure you just activate the policy section and choose the options that best fit your business. So easy to do. It used to not be like that. You'd have to write out a lot of that stuff, and they made it really, really simple. So just go in there and toggle it on so you guys have a policy section. Otherwise, it's going to hurt you more than you realize with customers and with the algorithm, because that is just necessary when selling online. You got to have a policy section. All right, and since I love you guys, I am going to give you a bonus one, and this is actually a really good one. I probably should have put this actually in the top, and I thought about this one as I was writing out this outline, because this is an often common mistake that people make. So make sure for your announcement section, which is at the top, A, that you have an announcement section, and B, that you're using it properly. So your announcement section is just that. It is for announcements or quick action items. A lot of people make the mistake of using it for something that it's not. Maybe you put your about section in the announcement section. You put information that's not warranted. You put information to lead people away from your Etsy shop, such as an Instagram link or something like that. That is not the goal. Your goal is to keep them in your shop. If you distract them by telling them to go elsewhere, they're probably not going to come back, with the exception of an email list coupon code. You can put in your announcement section to get them on your email list. They get a coupon code sent to their email and they come back. That's a good way to get email subscribers. But other than that, you want to try and keep them on your Etsy site and not lead them away from your site. The other mistake that people make is not putting the most important information above the fold. So if you go to your shop and you look at the announcement section, you can see that depending on how much you have in there already, there is going to be a read more little button. So if you have 2 paragraphs in your announcement section, chances are the first 2 sentences are all that's going to show at the top. Then there's going to be a read more button. They have to click that, and it's going to show them the rest of your announcement section. So make sure the absolute most important information is shown above the fold. Most people, the majority of people, are not going to click the read more section. So make sure you're putting the most important information above the fold, such as a shipping deadline. If it's holidays, especially Christmas, make sure you're putting the shipping deadline above the fold. Outside of that, if it's like an action item, such as getting on your email list to get a coupon code, put that above the fold. So the most important information up top there. If you want to put extra information in there, you absolutely can do that. People get creative and they put little fingers or little arrows down. That could help people click the read more button to read more. But again, it is an announcement section. It shouldn't be terribly long, and there's really no reason to add multiple paragraphs in there. If you have a lot of information you want to tell them about your business, make sure you're just putting it in your about section. Keep the announcements section for small announcements, to say hi, small action items, different stuff like that. But definitely utilize your announcement section. Again, it is often underutilized. It is at the top of your page. A lot of people will see it when they come to your shop. So just make sure you're thinking how you want to use that in its most effective way, and the type of information that you are putting in there. But that is it, guys. We rifled through those pretty fast. Those are 5 tips plus the bonus 6 tip for your shop sections, with number 1 being the most important. Make sure you're filling out all your shop sections. Start there and work on improving later on as you go. You can always change stuff. You can always update your sections, and you should regularly be updating that stuff, checking them to make sure nothing is out of date, and making sure that everything looks good in your shop sections. And like I said before, I did create a shop section listing guide for you guys. You can get that at handmadeandbeyond.com/section checklist. It goes through every single shop section, gives you some best practices, some strategies on how to be more effective with your sections and optimize your sections, so you really have a good understanding going in how to utilize them the best and get the most bang for your buck when it comes to your shop section. So make sure you guys are downloading that. I will be back really soon next week with another great episode for you guys. Have an awesome rest of your day and a great rest of the week. Talk soon.